Assalamu alaikum everyone. Can you all hear me? Okay, fine. Okay, so let's start. Excuse me, I'm sorry to be, distracted, but there are still children who want to join, and let me admit them first and then officially start the lecture. Walaikum assalam, Jan. How are you, beta? Walaikum assalam, Ashir Khan. How are you? Okay, so let's start with lecture 2. As you all know me, I'm your teacher, Aksa Iram Sakir. That's my name. This is lecture 2, English literature, and I welcome you people back to my classroom. Before we start, let's discuss the rules first because these are the first few classes that you're taking, and I want you people to memorize these rules. The first rule is that you have to make an ID with your own name to be allowed in the classroom. Second is that no student will be allowed to enter the classroom after 10 minutes of the start of the lecture. The start of the lecture. Last 10 minutes of every lecture will be devoted to students for any questions or clarifications. And you're supposed to keep a notebook with you during all the lectures to take down notes. or to note down anything that you want to ask later. No student can exit the classroom before the lecture has fully ended. However, if you have left the class before it has ended, you will not be allowed to rejoin the class. Okay? Students must actively participate during the entirety of the lecture via chat option, and you're supposed to memorize your roll numbers, and your new roll numbers have been provided within the student's result pack. You are supposed to behave nicely, and you have to be upright, and like the lecture, um, the virtual lecture is being recorded, and the link to this lecture will be uploaded in the Google Classroom. In case you miss the class and you want to, you know have a look at what we people went through and what was the lecture about, you can open it up on YouTube and go through it. But you are supposed to, be punctual and be regular. You're not supposed to leave classes like this. But just in case, if there is any emergency and you have missed the class, the lecture will be available for you to review. We will first review. Um, we'll first review what we studied yesterday, the last sermon of Olive Prophet. But before I start with that, I want to talk to, you see, Mars, you're here in this lecture, but you're in group 2. Huram, Mars, and Huzaif Ali, you people are in group 2. You're not in group 1. And you're supposed to take classes in group 2. Okay? Follow the timetable of group 2. Today, when I call your attendance, please make sure that your name is there in this class's roll number list. If it's not here, then you are supposed to recheck your group name and follow the, you know, timetable according to your group. Anyway, let's review. What is a sermon? What is a sermon? Please use chat option to let me know if you already know what a sermon is. Horam, your name is in group B's list. Your name is in group B's list. Last sermon means Akhri khutbah. A sermon means khutbah. Lecture by a preacher, yes. A lecture given by a preacher, yes. Please actively participate. Given by preacher M. Salman. Okay. Yes, so you people already know what a sermon is, and it's good that you people remember things that you study. The last sermon of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Prophet of Islam, was born in 571 AD. Where was he born? He was born in Makkah, and he belonged to the noble family of Quraysh. Noble means respectable, honorable. Our Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the last of the prophets Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, is the last of the prophets. The Quraysh used to worship what? The Quraysh used to worship idols. Please remember this. They used to worship idols and did not believe in one God. Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him, he asked Quraysh not to worship their false gods. And he told them that he was prophet of God and asked them to worship the one and the only true God. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he asked the Quraysh to worship one and only true God. What did most of them do when the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, started the proclamation of Islam? They refused to accept Islam. The Quraysh, they refused to accept Islam. They thought that by preaching Islam, he was against their gods and their ancestors. Who was against their gods and ancestors? Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. They opposed this new faith, and their bitter opposition caused the Prophet, peace be upon him, much agony and trouble. What did the bitter opposition cause? It caused much agony and great trouble to Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. And because of the agony and trouble and bitter opposition, their opposition to Islam became so fierce and terrible that he had to ask the believers to migrate to Medina. Why did Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, ask the believers to migrate to Medina? Because of the bitter opposition and fierce resistance of the Quraysh against Islam. Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, was forced to leave Medina and migrate to Mecca. Sorry, leave Mecca and migrate to Medina. He asked the believers to migrate to Medina. And when did he migrate to Medina? In 622 AD, the Prophet, peace be upon him, accompanied by his faithful friend Hazrat Abu Bakr, migrated to Medina. Accompanied by means with, okay, in the company of, along with. Is that clear? Now I'll move on to the next line and the last line, which is this event is known in history as the Hijrah. This event of migration from Makkah to Medina, this event is called Hijrah. Okay, now if you have any questions related to this paragraph, please write it in the chat box. Huzefa Ali has joined us. Huzefa Ali, welcome to the class, beta. But this is not your group. Huzefa, beta, you are in group 2. Sorry, group 1. No, this thing is really, you are in group 1. This is group 1 and you are in group B. I'm sorry. Is that clear? You're Huzaif Ali, you are in group B. Group 2. Hurram bin Athar, you're in group 2. Maz Siddiqui, Maz Khalid Naseem, you're in group 2. And Sayyid Huzaifa Ali, you're in group 2. This is not the group that you people belong to, okay? Okay, so let's now move forward. When and where was our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, born? And what family did he belong to? Please write one word answer to each of the questions that are asked in this one question. Like, when was he born? Write down the year. Where was he born? Write down the name of the place. And what family did he belong to? Write down the name of the family. That's it. It down in the chat so that I know that you people are actually listening to me and you are attentive. Oh, Ram beta, no, don't leave the class. You can carry on with this, but from the next lecture, make sure that you follow your group's timetable, okay? Because you have missed their class already. I've already taken their class today. It's better that you stay here. Yes, Anusha Zafar, he was born in 571 and he belonged to the noble family of what? Saida Mahalij. Beta, which noble family? What is the name of the family that he belonged to? Quraysh, Aima Kashif, Maham, Aima, Mariam, Anusha, Maz, Asher, Nawal. Yes, you people are right. Ikra, very good. Ikra Anwar. And was he born? Ikra? Beta, you have not answered that question. Where was he born? Belonged to Quraysh, yes, Makkah, and he belonged to. That's right. Prophet was born in 180 in Makkah and he belonged to the noble family of Quraysh. Hiba Khan, very well, very nicely answered. He was born in Makkah. Yes, Maryam, he was born in Makkah. Hira Shahid, you're right. Everyone is right. Excellent. This is how I want you people to respond. Now we will move on to the next question, okay? And be ready to answer it. What did the Quraysh worship? What did the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, say to them? Please write down the answers in chat. Yes, they used to worship idols. The Holy Prophet told them not to worship their false god. Yes, Khadija Razak, very nicely answered, beta. Very well. Very well done. He asked them to worship the one and the only true God. Anusha Zafar, very good. Rumesa, very good. Maz, very good. Very good, Ayan. Excellent, everyone. He asked, what is they do? They did not. Beta, they did not because we are talking about the past, Elish Bahak. Otherwise, your answer is great. After two, we do not use second form of verb. It becomes infinitive. Very good. Beta, at any point, if there is something that you don't understand, please let me know through this chat option because I want this virtual class as explanatory as the live classroom is. And I want you to feel free to, ask me uh, lesson related questions. If there is anything that you want me to explain, you can ask me this. And if there is something that you want to ask me to explain that is not related to the paragraph, or there is something that you have missed from the you know previous paragraph, then you should write it down in the chat box in the last 10 minutes that I give you, okay? See, I really appreciate the way you people are responding and answering me. It shows that you people had been very attentive during the lesson. And I should thank you people for, making such efforts. What was the reaction of the Quraysh to Holy Prophet's preaching? Why did the Quraysh oppose him? What was their reaction and why did they oppose him? Yes, beta, what was the reaction of Quraysh and why did they oppose Islam? Yes, Aima, Salman, they thought it was against their God. Very good. Michelle, the opposed new faith, they rejected to accept Islam. They thought that he was against the gods. They wanted to carry on their worship. Very good. Zubia, Nimra, Anusha, Maham Sumro. Very good. Mariam, excellent. Ikra Anwar, they thought, yes, very good. Very good. Most of them refused Zayan. See, we are talking about past, we are supposed to use past tense, okay? Otherwise, your answer is brilliant. Rumesa, excellent. Ashir, Zayan, Zayan. Yes, you've made the correction, but these are the things that fine if you're chatting. But if you're writing an answer, you should be very particular about your tenses and your punctuation. They were all were against Mahams. They thought that they were against God. Ayan Tariq, they thought that he was against their gods. Okay, let's next move on to the next question. Next question is, excuse me, sorry. Okay. Why did the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, ask the believers to migrate to Medina? Quraysh became fierce. Yes, Nawal, that's correct because the Quraysh were bullying at all the time. They were not only bullying, they were causing some real trouble to Muslims because Quraysh tortured and teased them so because Quraysh were harming them because there is resistance. Islam became terrible. Nimrod, your answer is right. It's very genius. Maham, because yes, you're all correct. Because the opposition to Islam became so fierce and terrible day by day, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, asked the believers to migrate to Medina. They were in great trouble and agony in Mecca. And the last but the most important question is, what is meant by Hijrah? No, actually, the most important question is how am I supposed to take this window out, this thing away from my screen? And nobody answered me this. But still, what is meant by hijra? Please answer this question. Migrated to Medina, hijra means migration. Hijrat means migration. Hijra is the event of migration from Makkah to Medina in the year 622. Yes, Michelle Sheikh, your answer is correct. Ikra, yes. Nimra. See, in this way, I will be, I'll get familiar with the names of the students who are participating, and I'll get to memorize your names, and I'll get to know who is participating, who is active, and who is not. Very good. Your response towards this question answer session is brilliant. In 622 AD, the Prophet, peace be upon him, himself migrated to Medina. This event is known in history as Hijrah. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq accompanied him to Medina. Let's see your messages and then move on to the second paragraph. Yes. Okay, let's move on to the second paragraph. The last sermon of the Holy Prophet. Second paragraph is in Medina. Medina may the Prophet, peace be upon him, founded. What did he found in Medina? He founded an Islamic society, and that Islamic society was based on three principles. And what were those principles? First one was all power belongs to God. Second principle is that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his prophet. And third principle is that all Muslims are brother to one another. These are the three principles based on which an Islamic society was founded in Medina. Then we have what Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, did for the women. uh, I'm sorry, this, the messages, the notifications, they are troubling me so much that I get distracted. He raised women from the status of a chattel. A chattel means a property, an item, something important, but not something that does not have life. They did not consider women to have emotions. Her emotions did not matter. Her, you know, uh, opinions did not matter. A woman was considered an item in the times before Islam. What the Prophet, peace be upon him, did was that he raised women from the status of a chattel to complete legal equality with men. He made people to live with faith, sincerity, and honest dealings. He actually taught us to be honest, to be faithful, and to be sincere. And for the first time in the history, he made universal human brotherhood a fact and principle of common law. He made uh, human brothers among each other. His support and guide in all that work was Quran. Everything that he taught, everything that he preached was from Quran. On what three principles did the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, found an Islamic society in Medina? He founded an Islamic society in Medina on the following three principles: that all power belongs to God, that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the prophet of God, and that all the Muslims are brothers to one another. And what did the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, do to the women? The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, raised women from the status of a chattel. He made them legally equal with men, and he raised their respect. Third paragraph. In the 10th year of Hijrah, the Prophet, together with his followers, went to perform Hajj at Makkah. On this historic occasion, he addressed a very large gathering of Muslims on Mount Arafat. This address proved to be his last Hajj sermon. In this sermon, he once again repeated the message of Islam. And what is the message of Islam? He said that there is no God except Allah. He is the only God. None shares his authority and power. He fulfilled his promise and helped his prophet against the forces of evil. When did the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, perform Hajj? Where did he give his last sermon? The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, performed his first and last Hajj in the 10th year of Hijrah. This was the first and last Hajj. He performed Hajj with a large number of his followers. He gave his Hajj sermon on Mount Arafat. And where is Mount Arafat? Near Makkah. And what did the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, say about the unity of God in the last sermon? He said that there is no God except Allah. He is the only God. None shares his authority and power. Okay, this is it. The fourth paragraph will be, continued after this break. I'm taking a 5-minute break, and I'll, continue the lesson, the second part of the lesson, after 5 minutes. You people, please be right there, right here, and join as soon as I start the class. Okay.